So one of my favorite ways to prepare Brussels sprouts is to shave them up. Grab a nice slab of pancetta, sliced 1 inch thick. This is about 200 grams. And then we're gonna cut into small cubes or slices, whatever you like. And then we're just gonna set aside. Now, the Brussels sprouts. I have 350 grams of whole, firm, and bright green sprouts. To shave the Brussels sprouts, you can just use a knife, just trim the end off, and then thinly slice the Brussels sprouts, and you'll end up with nice, thin shavings. You can also use a mandolin and use the end. No need to trim because you can use that for grip, and then thinly slice to get those shavings. Once done, break up any other pieces that may have stuck together a little bit, and then we're just gonna set aside. Now this step is optional, as it is a bit of a pain in the ass, not gonna lie, but I think it's worth it. Grab any leftover sprouts, as many as you like. I have 5 Brussels sprouts here, and I'm gonna peel off the leaves, and yes, it will take some time. Then in a pan on medium to high heat, add enough neutral oil, I'm using canola oil, to cover the pan, and it's about 1 inch high. Once the oil is hot, add the leaves and fry until crispy. If you have an oil splatter cover thingy, use it, because oil will splatter everywhere. Once browned and crispy, remove to a plate lined with paper towel and season with salt. And now just do your best not to eat them all, because these are a perfect garnish for this dish. All right, let's talk about this provolone cream sauce, because it is what differentiates from similar recipes to this one, and it adds so much flavor to the overall dish. Now when picking provolone, you'll see provolone dolce in the stores. It's that big round log, and you see it in sandwiches, charcuterie boards, and it's a very mild, sweet flavor. But that's not what we're using today. We're using provolone piccante, and it's a harder cheese aged 4 months or more, and you can grate it. And this has a nice sharpness to it and a bite. And most of the time, you're gonna see auricchio on the rind. And that's just basically one of the famous producers in Italy that produces this provolone. So this cream sauce, which is easy to make, I wouldn't say it's the foundation of the whole pasta dish, because we still want the Brussels sprouts and the pancetta to shine through. Whereas because this cream sauce has a bit of a sharpness and a bite to it because of the provolone we're using, it's more of like an accompaniment, just an added touch towards the end to add a little bit of extra flavor, and you can garnish with a nice little spoonful on top. It's delicious, so let's make it. Finally, grate between 150 grams to 200 grams of sharp provolone. If you want a really sharp, salty bite, go for 200 grams, but obviously adjust to your taste. And you know me, I'm gonna go heavy on the cheese, always. Then add 250 milliliters of heavy cream to a sauce pot on medium heat. Once the cream starts to simmer and is starting to get hot, slowly add in the cheese and mix. Once all the cheese is in and it's melted, that's it. All right, so here's the provolone cream sauce. It's delicious. So we're gonna bring that down to a simmer just to keep it warm while we prepare the rest of the ingredients. And obviously gotta give it a little taste. Oh. In a dry pan on medium to high heat, add the pancetta and cook until nice and crispy. It's gonna develop the fond on the bottom of the pan, which is those dark, sticky bits. And that is all flavor and will release when we add the Brussels sprouts. Once the pancetta is crispy, remove to a plate lined with paper towel and then just set aside. At this point, you'll have all that rendered fat from the pancetta, and you can use that. I definitely am. It's filled with flavor. Or you can remove it and replace with extra virgin olive oil. You'll want about 3 tablespoons worth of fat or oil. At this point, we will get the pasta going because the sprouts won't take long to cook. Salt a pot of boiling water and add your pasta, 500 grams worth. And don't forget to give a stir to the provolone cheese sauce. Give a taste because it's delicious. And now we can cook our sprouts. Add the shaved Brussels sprouts to the pan with that fat or oil, whatever you chose to do on this adventure. And season with salt, freshly cracked pepper, and then just saute. I did forget to add chili flakes, so add that if you like, and continue to cook. You're gonna notice the fond, all that dark sticky bits at the bottom of the pan has been released. And that's all flavor that's going into the Brussels sprouts, and that's just an added bonus. Add a ladle of pasta water to the pan, and then remove the pasta a couple minutes before al dente to finish cooking in the pan. Time for la mantecatura, mixing and tossing. Add the pancetta back in and mix and toss. Add more pasta water if needed. Now grab that delicious provolone cream sauce and add a bit of it into the pan. Mix and toss that all in, and you are going to be left with one hell of a dish. I will say though that this dish is served best immediately, as the provolone sauce will start to thicken up once it's off the heat. Plate it up, garnish with those crispy Brussels sprouts leaves, if you haven't eaten them all by now, and drizzle more of that provolone cream sauce on top, and bring it to the table. All right, so this is good, like really good. I mean, you got the crispy pancetta, the Brussels sprouts, the crispy Brussels sprouts, and the provolone cream. I love my pasta, and I'm always trying to create new and different pasta dishes, and this is just one of them, and I hope you give it a go. And as always, the full recipe is in the description below. Please like and comment. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, ciao.